Blog Talk Radio.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Saint D. Welcome to tonight's show. It is October 21st, 2019. Guys, y'all want to say hi?
What's going on, good people? You already know it's your boy Clint. What it do?
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles. I'm in the building. Let's do this.
Yes. We got a great show lined up for y'all today. If you're listening right now, you're on blogtalkradio.com/GST radio show. Listen to the playback. You're either on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play Music, what else? Yeah, I think I said them all.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. And if you want to cop some merch, go to teespring.com/stores/GFT radio show.
Yes. Definitely go cop that merch.
Yeah.
Definitely go cop that
My cat
merch.
just came up there and tried to get me to pet her. Huh?
You said your cat.
Yeah, she come all up in the way, stepping on the laptop. She don't care.
Skippity peps.
So I'm thinking about getting a cat, or actually a couple cats.
You thinking about getting a couple cats?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, a friend of mine has kittens, and she's trying to get rid of them. She's got like 5 kittens. She's trying to get rid of her. Actually, I think she's trying to get rid of all of them. But she was telling me like it'd be best to get like 2 kittens because they'll keep each other company, especially since I work and all that stuff. And so I'm contemplating it. But the hard part is I travel a lot, and sometimes I'm out of the house for long periods of time. So I'm just a little worried about kittens in general, running around my house untethered and free and doing whatever they want. And, but then, just 2 who's going to take care of them when I'm out of town for long periods of times too, you know what I mean? So got a lot to consider.
Yeah. But they low maintenance. You just got to make sure they can get fresh water and food and that they are litter trained. That's pretty much it. And if you're going to be away, extra litter boxes, all that.
Right. Yeah. That's definitely the benefit. I think because I'm not really a big dog person, but I know dogs are a lot more hands-on. Where cats, because I've had a cat in the past, so yeah, I'm feeling it. But yeah, to all the pet owners out there, go adopt a pet, or pet lovers out there, go adopt a pet.
Yeah, they had the adoption out this weekend, and my cat thinks she's a dog, so I don't know.
Hey, she's serving dual duty. That's good. She's multitasking.
Huh?
Yeah, see, I'm totally different from y'all. I don't like cats. My daughter was trying to get me to get a cat over here because she got a cat at her mom's house, and the cat ended up having a litter. And her mom was like, man, she can't keep all the cats, so she was trying to get me to get one of the cats to come over here. I said, absolutely not, absolutely not.
It's a new cat litter.
No. Yeah, you feel me? She said she got rid of some of them. And I think she got one more to get rid of.
That sounds like she needs to come over there.
No. They're too sneaky for me. I don't trust them. And then one of them scratched her.
I saw them Tony Baker videos. You'll be cracking up.
Right.
Yeah. Skibbity paps.
It's skibbity paps, yeah. Y'all want some skibbity paps over here,
Yeah, every time I see that, like my neighbor got a dog and my cat, and the dog always when the dog want to play with my cat be like that, and I said my cat gonna fuck your dog up, like every time I see like the little cat versus dog videos, I always tag him in it, like my cat gonna fuck the dog up. She's skibbity paps.
Yeah.
Nah, but enough about the skibbity paps and cats. We got a dope ass topic for y'all tonight. The phone number is 657-383-1155. We're talking about dating, 8 simple rules for dating. Dating is like a fucking extreme sport out in these streets. They got all these dating apps. Facebook now got dating apps. They're trying to get you to start dating on Facebook.
Right.
Like all these things. And if you're in the dating field like myself, and I don't know if Clinton's out there, dating is just like, fuck this. Like, I go through a range of emotions to fuck it, and okay, yeah, it's cool, but then fuck it again. So I don't know. I think I'm dating wrong. I think my style of dating is different than a lot of other people's, so that's probably why I'm having issues. I don't know, but I think it's normal, but I guess it's not. But thought about this topic after having a conversation with somebody regarding dating, because I just wanted to understand their thought. Like, because you always have to act. I think people have to define dating for themselves, or define dating expectations or where you're trying to go, because I think that's how you get lost. And you have to define dating, because what I may define as dating is different than what you may define as dating. And there's different levels to dating. So for me, I think it's 2 levels, but people got like other levels, and I don't know what type of levels they have. But I kind of want to pose a question to you guys. What do you guys define as dating?
Why don't you go first, Willie?
Well, I mean, for me, I think dating is, there's 2 types of dating. Like you said, there's and it all goes, what I was thinking about with this is the strategies behind it, right, in terms of what you're trying to accomplish or what you're trying to get out of it. So I think, there's dating where you're just dating to have fun and to enjoy somebody's company. It doesn't matter if it's the same person all the time or if it's multiple people, but it's, dating to enjoy people's company and, to kind of expose yourself to certain things. And then there's dating for a purpose of either getting into a relationship or eventually getting into marriage. So I think, from a dating standpoint, like you said earlier, is you definitely have to define what dating is for you or what the dating strategy is for you at this point. When you get to a certain age, you do realize that people aren't always what they seem, especially when you're in a dating phase. It can definitely change too when you're in a relationship phase. But when you're in the dating phase, people are definitely, or a lot of times, are putting up false face. They may be trying to impress you. They may be trying to get on your good side or whatever the case may be. So you got to kind of figure out how to maneuver through that. There's, like you said, there's so many intangibles to it, right? Things that you don't either anticipate happening, like getting ghosted, or things that you don't expect, like falling in love, right? So there's a lot that's involved in it. So I look at dating as two different things, being that, either you're dating, enjoying going to do activities or doing certain things that you like to do that turns out somebody else likes to do, and just dating to just have a good time, or if you're dating to have a relationship.
Yeah, as far as when it comes to dating with me, I feel like the sole purpose of dating is getting to know somebody. So you're going out on a date, you just really trying to get to know somebody. If we're just going out to chill and have fun, and like I said, some people just have the fuck buddy relationships or whatever, or I don't know if people consider that dating. You know what I mean? Or are you really trying to get to know that person, or what? Or it's just you just trying to have some fun? Is that dating? Maybe. I guess. I don't know what you call that, but I know with me, if I'm dating a female or I'm trying to go on dates with different females, that means I'm trying to get to know them. You know what I mean? So it's a purpose. It's also it's purpose is to enjoy ourselves, but it's also to get to know each other. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the one thing I don't like about dating is what you touched on it when is I'm not a big first impression type dude. You know what I mean? Like first impressions mean nothing to me. You feel
all
me?
right, right. I feel you.
You know what I mean? Like it don't mean nothing to me at all. So you know what I mean? Like you could be cool or whatever, but at the same time, I do understand, like, you feel me? It's scripted a little bit. No, I mean, it's because it ain't just a natural self. You ain't naturally being yourself. You're trying to impress somebody.
Yeah,
you feel
definitely
me?
auditioning.
Like I don't, you know what I mean? If I'm trying to get to know you, I can't get to know you when you're trying to be more than what you are. You know what I mean? When you're hiding, because at the end of the day, you're just trying to hide what you're lacking and hence what's good about you. So in that setting, we really can't get to know each other. There's only so much we can get to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's why we always talk about communication. So there's only so far we can communicate when I know that, you know what I mean, you're not being your authentic self.
Mm.
So that's, but to me that's dating, just trying to get to know somebody. So, you know what I mean, and that's the sole purpose of dating for me.
Mm. Yeah.
I think I agree with Willie about the intention behind dating. So you got some people that just date a bunch of people and not really trying to go anywhere with it. They're just dating and having fun and living their life. Then you have people that date with a purpose of marriage, relationships, or you know, stuff like that, but long-term stuff. I think, I think both your answers were great. Like I'm in line with that. If I'm dating you, I'm trying to get to know you for the purpose of a relationship. That's the purpose of me dating you. I don't date.
Right.
I'm not one of them people that date just to date. So, with that being said, now this is another part of that question I'm going to ask.
Hold on, can I clarify something real quick? I want to clarify something too with my statement. Because with me saying getting to know somebody, as far as dating go, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm necessarily looking for a relationship with that person.
Right.
You feel me? Like, I'm not even to that step. And I've noticed when dating, when you tell somebody you're trying to get to know them, they automatically think you're thinking long term.
Right, true.
But,
you feel me? And with me, that's not the case. Like, I need to get to know you first before I could even start thinking
about going that route.
You feel me? Yeah, like it's stages to this. It's stages to that. So I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, I mean that's a good thing to clarify though, because that's that's part of the expectation, right? It's like what do you see as the end result of this? And you're saying, hey, there's stages. There's an end result, but there's levels to this. You can't just get straight from step 1 to step 22 in one step. You have to do piece by piece.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I have another question because this is where I differ. And I know a lot of my friends are a little bit different. A lot of people I know are a little bit different. So when you're in the dating stage, do you date multiple people or do you just date one person at a time?
For me, it depends on the focus, right? Because if I'm able to focus on getting to know multiple people, then I'll do that just because, you never know where each relationship is going. But then also it might depend on the circumstance. I mean, I'm not in the business of just like going out and looking for women to date. So it would be like if I'm dating someone and there happens to be somebody else in the picture or there happens to be some other opportunity out there, I might explore it just to see where both go. If I have that kind of time, you know what I mean? I definitely have to have that kind of time. I can't, juggle multiple situations trying to figure it out, right? But if I find myself either one, not having the time and having to focus on one person, or if I find myself liking one woman over the other, then I'll focus my efforts, you know what I mean? Because at that point, I'll feel more like, hey, this is where I want to go. And that kind of happened with me when I was dating my fiance, where I was with another chick that was like real cool, real nice. We kind of, had a good, chemistry going. But then when I met my fiance, it was like she kind of like opened my eyes to something else, right? And it was different because we both kind of had, this we both seem to be going in a direction of we wanted to be together and we wanted to find a relationship where you could. I mean, not that we wanted to be together, right off the bat, but you know what I mean. We wanted to go into the direction of finding a real relationship. Where with the other woman, I didn't see that going that direction. I mean, she had already kind of told me up front, like she wasn't looking for a full-blown relationship. She was out to have a good time. She enjoyed the company, blah, 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 blah. So it was like I immediately cut that off because I was like, hey, I want to focus my efforts over here because she seems to be talking about what I want. I want to get into a relationship and have something long-term. I don't know if it's going to go that route, immediately, but it's at least the direction I want to go in. So I focused my efforts and went that direction only versus, splitting it up.
Yeah. Yeah, see, like, that's a tricky one. Because then it's like, what am I considered dating? You feel me? Like, if I'm just talking to somebody, we texting, talking on the phone, you know what I mean? We may go out a couple times here and there. You feel me? Then can I do that with multiple people at the same time? Of course. But like really trying to get to know somebody and see where somebody head at, like, I really ain't got the patience to be really doing like Willie said. That takes effort.
Mm-hmm.
That takes effort. So normally, if I'm locked in on one, I'm just locked in on that one. Now, don't get it confused. Like, I can easily, I lose interest quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I do lose interest quickly when I see it ain't progressing nowhere, or you know what I mean? It ain't adding up. I lose interest quickly, and then I move on. You know what I mean? But like I can move on quickly, but I can't really be dating multiple women at the same time. It's too much of a hassle, and it's costly.
Right, yeah,
financial.
Definitely costly.
Definitely.
Everybody got time for that.
Right.
Because I feel like with me, I talk to my friends and they're all like, but when I date, I don't like. So I can start off with a couple of guys trying to hit me up, texting or whatever, right? And then I get, for whatever reason, one person stands out more than the other, and I gear towards that situation because it seems to be more promising, if you will. So I'll lean into that one more. And so from what I've been told, I shouldn't. I don't go off of what everybody say because I'm gonna move how I move. I don't first of all, I don't have time to be dating Rachel and the crew. I barely have. I barely like texting people all day, every day. I don't do all that. Like, I'm on the phone at work all day. Half the time I want to take a nap. I don't remember to talk to people all the time. So so let alone entertain multiple people at the same time. So for me, I've always if I start off one person I talk to, I'll see the consistency. If one's consistently talking to me, then I'll gear towards the consistent one that's kind of words matching the action. So then I'll kind of lean towards them, and then end up my focus is on them. So I don't really date other people. It's just this is the person. This is my person. Let's see where this goes. If it goes yay or nay, we'll find out in the long run. But I don't want to be my focus is just on this one person. And apparently that's not how everybody else dates, or so I'm being told.
Oh, but yeah, definitely not. Yeah, I mean, I got a friend who, I mean, they date whoever's willing to date them. I mean, literally, whoever's willing to date them, they are down for it. They go out on all these dates. They hang out with all these different people. And they have, and I'm being very vague about this because it's a couple of them, so I don't want anybody to think I'm talking specifically about them. But it's I've seen different friends of mine date like that, and they know that people want them, or they have good luck with getting into these situations, so they go for them. They definitely play the numbers games when it comes to shooting a shot or having a shot at them, and they sit there and they negotiate through their time with these different people. So I think a lot of times people like that are really not they're usually not really 100% focused on finding a like a dedicated relationship off the bat, you know, they can eventually get to that point, and those are definitely the people who will unexpectedly fall for someone or unexpectedly get into a situation that they don't really realize or that they don't anticipate getting into. One of my friends, she got with this guy who she had, you know, other people coming after her, but she kind of really liked the guy, and she ended up kind of focusing her efforts on him. And because it was kind of an unexpected thing, and she kind of liked that part of it. Was like, oh wow, you know, I didn't expect him to be the one that I want to focus on. So, you know, they get into those relationships where they end up with the unexpected ones, you know. So, you know, you see that a lot of times. I had another buddy who was like, my man was like, he was everywhere, you know, but he ended up falling for a girl that he just was like, I don't think he had ever really fallen in love. He had never really found what he considered to be love. And I think when he fell for this girl, it was like an unexpected thing for him. And it made him really kind of like reanalyze what he was doing, how he was doing it. And he just focused on her. So it's, you know, I think everybody does it their own way, and they end up finding their own path to what they ultimately want. But yeah, it's definitely some other ways. There's some other strategies out there.
Hold on, guys. We got a call. I want to get them in. Caller, you on the line with GFT Radio. What's your name? Where you from?
Sure. I'm called Solution, and I'm calling from the West Coast.
Hello.
Hello. I was just listening to you guys discuss this issue, and I just want to throw this into the mix. Two almost insurmountable issues that plague dating is the approaching or initiating, and I heard the gentleman say just a moment ago about how expensive dating is, and I kind of chuckled because I noticed in modern-day America, many women are saying they don't want to go on a coffee date. They want to go on a full dinner date. And so, I mean, it's almost like American women do not care about men's finances. And they look at it from a totally meism point of view.
Not all women, but go ahead.
If a guy is dating, then he's dating, you know, several women because he's trying to, overcome the odds. In other words, he's trying to find the person that's most compatible with him. And women are like, I don't give a damn about that. I'm here for a free meal, and I don't care about how much it costs you. So, I mean, this is just a totally selfish meism mindset that I think is killing the potential for relationships. Notice I didn't say killing relationships. I said killing the potential for relationships. And so that's why there are more single people in America today than married people. And I think women are fueling this with their greed, with their, it's like, I don't want to get to know you per se, because I think a coffee date is a wonderful way to get to know a person. I mean, I don't mind feeding a woman subsequent to getting to know her if there's compatibility. But they're demanding this up front. And I'm just talking about American women, almost across the board. So there's this huge narcissism that is plaguing women. They're saying, you've got to approach me, you've got to pay. And there are all these restrictive demands that are, up front. And I think it's just smothering. It's killing the potential for relationships. And I think unless we deal with this effectively, relationships are not going that far.
Yeah, I mean it's a good point. I think I feel where you're about to come from, Sonny, but I don't like to talk in blanket terms either. I'm just going
to say this. When you say something, like when you make a statement like that, because I have to remind my friends, too, as females, to not make a general across-the-board statement like that. Some women are like that. Not all women are like that. And then you also have to look at the flip side of it, too. You have to look at the flip side of it. You got a lot of men not all, but some men that are very flashy and very I can't think of the term I want to use about their money, what they got. They can do this, they can do that for you. They can do this, that, and third. Because I see a lot of guys that approach me with that mentality. That does nothing for me because, first of all, I can take care of myself. I don't need you to take care of me. Yeah, you can help take care of me if that's what you choose to do in a relationship, but I don't need you to take care of me. But it's a lot of guys that will say, I got this such amount of dollars, why won't you date me? So it's kind
may
of
I comment on that?
When you got women doing it, you got men doing it.
Well, hold on before both of you comment. Hold on 1 second before both of you comment. I wanna approach it from this point and kind of to your point, Sonny, but back to the to Solutions point. The situation I think is this. It's a mindset, right? It's a mindset thing. So there are certain women that do perpetuate that. I mean, I have friends that perpetuate that attitude, right? They want to be approached. They want an alpha male. They want someone who's going to pay their way and then some. But then, like you said, you have people who have women that are not like that. And on the flip side, there's actually men like that. There's a huge group of men out there who want a woman to take care of them. They want a woman to pay their way. They want a woman that's going to be their sugar mama or whatever you want to call it. There's a group of men like that. But I think it's a mindset thing. And I was going to mention the whole player instinct of some guys that want to say, hey, I got all this money, I got all this lavish lifestyle, I can do this for you, I can do that for you, I can take you on trips, I can buy you this, I can pay your bills, and it becomes a mindset thing, and I think that one thing that, and I can't remember what it said exactly, but I saw a meme out there that basically said this: let's not complain about what people are requiring for themselves. Concentrate on what you require for you. So in like Solutions case, he's thinking about there's all these women out here who require me to pay their way. Don't focus on that, because that's not 100% of women in America. That's not 100% of women anywhere. That's a subset. There's a group of women who want that. There's a mindset and a perpetuation that kind of pushes that narrative, and I agree with you there. But then there's also men on our side of it that are pushing that agenda, who make that their go-to, that make that their approach. But don't focus on that. You have to focus on what is going to be right for you. Like me, myself, I'm the kind of guy who I will pay to go on a date. I will pay for a woman's way. I'll treat a woman, whatever the case may be, just like you said, Solution. It's just one of those things because you're just generous, right? But I also don't want a woman to expect me to do it. I also don't want a woman that's going to require me to do this, right? If some woman came up to me today, I don't care how good she look, I don't care how bad she is, I don't care how much she got going for her. If she asks me to pay her rent just to date her, I'm sorry, no, ma'am, you go take care of yourself. That's what you have your own job for. I'm not into that perpetuated aspect of I have to pay your way in order to date you. No, I'm not about to do that.
Exactly.
But the thing is, there's women out there who don't require that. I mean, I found one. She's an amazing woman. She does, her own thing. And when I do treat her and I do things for her, she humbly accepts it. But sometimes she's like, hey, I can take care of myself. I can do things on my own. She's independent, right? So there's women out there for us who say, hey, I don't really need to have to pay to be with you. But there's a whole group of guys that will love a woman to want them to take care of them. It's the mindset. It's all about the mindset. So you just got to keep that in mind. I mean, and I definitely agree that I think it does. I forgot how you put a Solution when you mentioned how it does kind of hinder or kind of hurt the dating. How did you put it again, sir? I'm sorry. How did you put it when you said how it hurts the dating scene?
Well, what I said is it destroys the potential for a relationship.
Yeah,
let me answer
I agree,
a couple of
and
the
I
things
definitely
you
agree
just
that
raised.
it can do that because that mindset and that atmosphere, it's negative, right? And it creates these shields that everybody puts up because some men are coming into it like, hey, I'm not about to pay your way, and you got some women that are coming out there like, hey, you're going to do something for me because everybody else is getting it, So it does kind of create some negativity there, and it definitely hurts it. I think you're right about that.
All right, I would like. If you can hear me, I would like to answer. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Look, number one, let's clear up something, because I think clarity is really, really important. Even if we don't agree, we need to clarify it. There was an article that came out just not long ago that talked about a third of American women are going out with men only for the meal. Emphasis on only. So, and the other point is, accurate generalizations are representations of wisdom, okay? There can be no wisdom without generalizations. And therefore, I think what we have to look at is whether the generalization is accurate or not. But some men have low self-esteem because this is the environment that has been perpetuated. It's easier to connect with the woman by flashing your money, showing your money. More women respond positively to that than they do anything else men do, unfortunately. And so that's the reason, and I think that's a bad idea, by the way. Let's be clear on that. I think it's a very bad idea for a man to lead with his pocketbook. With his wallet. I think he should lead with his personality. But now let's flip that. If women were more open to men leading with their personalities, more men would do it. It's almost like ordering something in a restaurant. Men do what works with women. And if flashing $100 bills or making it rain, as it were, in whatever, to whatever degree, if that's what gets the attention of a woman, that's what men will do, even if they can't afford it, by the way. And so I think we just need to clear this up. But nevertheless, we need to have a conversation. Yeah, we need to have a conversation about what it is that, in other words, how to talk, how to engage initially. I mean, a woman is a stranger when when you meet her. So we need to look at how to make that easier. And the reason for it is because it's hurting us. I would say the woman that you have, and I'm sorry, I didn't get your name, unfortunately, but the woman you have is a. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
My name is Sunny.
Okay. Is what Sandra?
He was talking about Willie.
Sunny.
Oh, Sonny. Okay, and the host, I was really speaking to him. Well, what I was going to say is compliment you. You have a special woman. Your woman is an elite woman. She's the exception that proves the rule. She wants a relationship. She's willing to step up and get the date. But I wish you would pull up that article, and you can pull it up under U.S. women only go out with men for the meal. They only date men for the meal. I think that's very revelatory. And these were professionals in the psychiatric and psychological field that were speaking to this issue. Many women supplement their income by euchering men into paying for their meals. So it's a game that many women have found that they could run on men. And they are doing it. Do some men do it? Yes. But remember, most men are raised by women. Women make the choice to, bring a child into the world and keep a child. So if we have a plethora of men that are acting inappropriately, we have to look at their parents, particularly their mothers. Mothers control that power of reproduction. Anyway, please continue.
Yep, thank you for that.
I like to. I do agree with that last point he made about oddly enough about how women really control how the child is raised. I'm not saying the father doesn't play a huge role either, but women have always been the nurturers, the teachers in the household. You know what I mean? They always were, and so like when he say you got a lot of men out here acting with women tendencies. You know what I mean? Like we always say like this, Sonny, remember our first episode that I was on was the gender neutral, and we was talking about how gender roles in society. Well, some roles are what they are because, you know what I mean, that's just how nature is. You feel me? And women act a certain way, men act a certain way. But when you get constant men, the predominant, I mean, in our community, men raised by women without that male figure around, you get them situations like that. So I do agree with that point he made. Like, a lot of men are acting that way that he was pointing out, that particular way, because they get their cues from women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I can agree to that. I can agree to that to an extent, and I can agree with that to an extent. But I just also just like to say that I know I have friends that will date a guy just based off the money, stuff like that. I have, like I said, myself, I'm a little bit different. That's not something that will excite me or make me feel like, oh my God, this is the person. For me, if you're really flashy and all that, that's a turn off for me. And I've said this on many of the podcasts before. When I go out on a date, I always have money. I don't assume, the guy's going to pay. Although I do feel like if you ask me on a date, then you should pay. And if I ask you to go somewhere, then I probably should pay. Like if I say, hey, let's go to the movies, then I'm probably going to pay for the movies because I'm asking you to go somewhere. Or if I want you to go somewhere that I want to go, I'm going to pay for it because I want you to go somewhere. I've done that too. Or we went somewhere, and even when I go out on dates with guys, I'm like I said, I don't know people I know a lot of people like this, a lot of females like this that will be mindful of what you're spending. Like I'm not going to go spend your money as if like I'm going to spend the amount that I would spend for myself. If I'm not spending $100 on the meal, I'm not going to have you spend $100 on the meal just because you're a dude taking me out on a date. I'm not going to do that. I'm being mindful of your pockets, and that's just. That just shows the type of women that you pick, but you also have to be mindful, like when you're dating, period, you have to be mindful of the people that you're picking out. I think if you pick out a certain type of female, and like some females, you know who you're dating. So if you're dating this female, you know she's extremely high maintenance, and you want to date her, you have to understand that she's going to spend your money because you chose to date somebody that's that high maintenance, that's always, like I said, some females can't hide who they are. You know exactly who you're dating. So if you keep dating these type of females that are high maintenance, you know you're going to come out of pocket all the time. Whereas if you're dating somebody that's a regular female that's you know, down to earth and more normal, then you know what you're dating. But like the same way with a female, you have to know who we're dating. If you got a man that's flashy and all this name brand this and name brand that, you know he's flashy. He's going to be throwing money at you and saying what he can do for you and all the stupidness. And if that's not what you're attracted to, then you shouldn't be dating that type of person. Right. At the same time, who wants to date a bum? Nobody. Like, you have to be mindful of the people that you attract. And if you're attracting the same type of person, then you need to look internally and see what's wrong with you that you keep attracting these type of people. Because if that's not what you want, you need to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing.
Let's talk about the truth.
I don't do that. Go ahead.
The truth is we're overlooking a real point, and because we could talk about how women doing all that, but the truth is a lot of men out here are simps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You feel me? A lot of dudes out here are simps. A lot of dudes aren't personable. A lot of dudes are scared to talk to females. You know what I mean? I always say men are way more sensitive to women. You know what I mean? And men face way more rejection than women. You feel me? So guess what? Most men are going to go the easiest way to get the woman. What's the easiest way to get the woman? Money.
Money, flashiness, stuff, materialistic.
You feel me?
Exactly. Yeah. They're feeding into that mindset. They're feeding into it.
And it's nature, and it's also nature because you can look at the animals. Look at most animals. The men show out. Where the males of most species show out to get the woman's attention in order to mate. Right. You know what I mean? This is what we do.
Look at the peacock. That's a male.
Yeah, look at the peacock.
The male
That's
is the peacock. He's the one that's got the big fan. He's the one that's got all the colors. He's the one that's doing all that extra stuff just to catch a woman's attention. That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to defend Sonny Point, like at the end of the day, you feel me? And like what you said too, Willie, you know what I mean? You don't have to. Who telling you got to go out there and spend that money?
Mm-hmm. No.
You feel me? You know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah, I found the article that
that thing was all
talking
on YouTube
about
too.
Yeah, I found the
IG.
article. Oh, okay. I found the article.
Yeah,
I posted it in our Twitter and on our Facebook. Well, I got to make sure I post it on our Facebook. So I did post it on our Twitter. The link to the survey results, as well as some of the things. I think he was alluding to the narcissism and all that. They call it a dark triad, and how most of those people who answered that way, fit into that category. And what I found interesting about it was that the survey was actually done among women of various relationship statuses. So it wasn't just single women. The women were 40% single, 33% were married, and 27% were in a committed relationship, just not married. So you got to think, a lot of these women who are answering these questions, they could be in any of those categories of relationships, right? As well as the fact that the study was talking about, are you getting engaged in foodie calls? And foodie calls are basically like, somebody says, hey, I want to take you out on a date, and, they're basically looking for food. Like you said, they're basically dating for the meal. And what I found interesting about that too, thinking about it from that perspective, is that, if it's a person that's in a committed relationship or that is married that's doing that kind of thing, it's like it's like you said, it's that nature, right? It's like, what can you offer me other than this meal? And I think a lot of the situations, not maybe a vast majority, but a good chunk of those situations are probably the whole, what are you going to offer me other than, just this constant rambling and talk on the phone, or this texting back and forth. Let's go out, let's do something. Let's get me a meal, or take me out on an adventure, or something to that effect. Do something different. And I think that it's all in the intent. You know what I mean? I think it goes back down to the intent. Or what are you intending to do with this person? And I think that what we also need to recognize is that if a person is going for you only for the meal, you should be able to recognize that. You should be able to recognize that the relationship isn't really going anywhere if all they're ever interested in is for you to come feed them, come feed their family, or just take them out, and then you drop them off and you never talk to them again until the next time it's time to eat. And I think a lot.
All right,
of times,
I have another comment when it's okay, when the coast is clear.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, well, the way you recognize that, and see, I like to speak in very distinct terms, very specific terms. The way men have to recognize that is, number one, not to buy food. Don't get involved in the food. In other words, like I say, a woman should be interested in the power of a man's personality and vice versa, okay? And if a woman, like I said, a lot of women are turning down coffee dates. Now, I've had that happen a few times to me, just a couple of times, but they were memorable, where the women, and I'm saying, well, I can give a charity meal if that's what it comes down to. But if we're going out under the rubric of dating, then I want to get to know you. I want it to be bare bones as possible. I want us to sit someplace where I can look you eye to eye and we can talk. And if you like my personality, fine. If I lead with my wallet, I know you like my wallet. I don't have a problem with that. You just said earlier, most men lead with their wallets because that's what works. But if we want to get to know each other, it's about character. And I think what has happened, we've just lost how to do that. And so I also say to women, because I do a little bit of coaching, I say to women, you need to make yourself known. And the issue about this some versus all, if the majority of women are operating a certain way, then that's the type women that most men are going to meet. We're never going to meet all of you, fortunate or unfortunate. So if 85 to 90% of you are a certain way, okay, like it said here.
The survey said 1/3, so
that was just a third of whom they admitted. I would say it's a lot larger than a third. Okay, but they're saying here, they're saying this here that it's a third that they have identified. Now I get that,
They did
but what I'm saying,
so,
you know, to just make this equal, if a woman is interested in a man, she should be approaching reciprocal. Reciprocation is very important in any relationship. So if a woman can say, "Hi, I'm whoever I am," that really dispenses with a lot of the game. Because otherwise, men have got to come up with all these fancy lines to impress people that they don't even know, and it just makes it impossible, which is demonstrated by the fact. Now, I know men like to shame each other. I've been in the military. I understand all of that. But I think that's hurting men. I mean, there's a place for stripping a person down. But in this context of dating, both men and women, mature men and women, need to be equal participants. They need to show equal initiative. They need to show equal intentionality, okay? And so what we're having is women are saying, "I'm equal." And let me just say this. It's dangerous for a man, if you're at work where most people meet, I would caution any man who likes his job, don't you damn dare say anything to a woman except hello, and I wouldn't even say hello. Don't say anything to a woman, because all she has to do is complain to HR, and they're going to fire your ass. They're going to either fire you or punish you because they are afraid of a lawsuit. Yeah. So women have to...
So hold on, now you're taking it too far, because that's a little bit outlandish. Now, as an HR person, you can't fire somebody for somebody saying hello. It's what
I know, but you can punish them. So I'm just saying it's dangerous for a man. I get you. You may not fire the man.
It's dangerous to say hi. Hi is easy.
I'm being a little bit hyper cautious. Yeah. And I'm just saying it's dangerous for men in the workplace to interact with women. Would you concur with that?
I don't want to say it's not. I don't want to say it's dangerous.
That is true.
So I'm not going to 100% say that it's dangerous to talk to a woman. You have to be mindful of what you say. You can't say certain things. You have to be mindful of what you say to them. So normal hi and bye, hey, how's your day? That's normal. You can have a regular conversation. When you start going beyond it and making compliments, that's when you have to caution yourself.
Right. Exactly.
Other than saying you look nice today, when you go beyond that, then that's different.
Yeah.
So if you're saying like
what I'm saying is
same rule doesn't apply for women.
All I'm saying is it's dangerous for a man in today's environment to really interact with a woman in the workplace. Because she can make it into anything she wants it to be, and even if it's found to be false, it can still get him in a lot of trouble. That's all I'm saying.
Let Clint make one comment, because I want him to make this comment.
Sure.
Go ahead, Clint.
Yeah, what he's saying right there is true. It is a double standard, and we actually spoke about this on multiple shows that we've done. Like, it is a double standard. I'll talk about how plenty of times I've been at workplace and women are allowed to touch you, say inappropriate things, and if I was to do that, you know what I mean, they approach you touching you. You know what I mean? They approach you hugging you. You know what I mean? If men do that to them,
without do no shit like that.
You know what I mean? Like
I've been in those situations. I literally had women do that to me. It's in the office situation.
I think my job is too many sexual harassment charges where, and like not even the petty small things. I'm talking about real sexual harassment going on in the place between both parties, whether it was a man or a female. So
that's happening in the offices I've been in too. But I think it depends on where you work. I think it always depends on where you work, the type of environment, the what kind of attitude, what kind of way things are handled from a management perspective.
There's things called third-party sexual harassment too, where you cannot even be talking to someone and say something and somebody takes offense to it. So you can not even be talking to Joe. Like I could be cool with one person and say, hey, something to you're hot, and then now somebody else thinks now I'm in third-party sexual harassment because I call hot Bob, and somebody else got mad about something that had to do with them. So like it's so, especially with state, like I work in government, so for us it's like you just know certain conversations just they're not had
right
in the workplace.
Yeah.
But you do have to be, and I'm not going to sit there and lie. Like you do have to be mindful, especially as men, to watch what you say. But it's, you know, the same way you can't say certain political things in the workplace and about religion. You have to be very mindful what you say in the workplace because it could be misconstrued whether or not you meant it to or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Right,
So,
and I'm just saying all the onus and all the
make...
potential fallout is on men. So if men want, if they like their job, and they will heed this advice. Do not interact with women on the job.
Let me make one comment real quick.
We have to if you work with them.
Yeah. So let me make a comment real quick. Let's kind of spin this back towards the subject. The situation though, and one thing that Solution kind of brought out that I think we have to kind of keep in mind is not the standard for everyone. One thing he mentioned was doing reciprocal approach, right? Is like men are expected to approach by a lot of women, and he was saying how women should take the initiative to approach. The only thing is, I think it's all about, again, personal preference, because I know I like to be approached. I don't mind being approached, but then another guy might not like that. I've talked to other men about this, and a lot of them are like, no, I don't want a woman to approach me. That I'm a man. I can do my own approach. They don't like the assertiveness of certain women, or they feel like the assertiveness is too strong, or that it's too abrupt. It's breaking up the natural flow of things. So I think a lot of times it depends on the person. If a person is strict about their gender roles, if they're strict about their dating methods, their dating strategies, they're not going to be really inclined to accept that, as a way of dating or approaching dating. Again, it's mindset. We understand that, but it's people, right? We can't tell people how they are going to act and how they need to allow other people to act around them. We all have our own preferences. People are quirky. People have their own thing, but. But I also feel like I think that in terms of minimizing or eliminating the date that has to be paid for or things like that, I think it does offer some benefits. Like in my situation, I had the benefit of a long distance relationship where we had no choice. We had to talk to each other. We had to have these conversations. We couldn't, go on a date and spend a bunch of money and all this kind of stuff. We had to take and do all the bare bones things, learn all the bare bones information about each other, and kind of get used to each other's attitudes, personalities, things of that nature. Some people don't have that though. Some people don't have the personality to put out there, and they need something else. They need maybe an activity to be able to connect with somebody. They need a dinner date to connect with someone, a movie, go skydiving, whatever it is. They need that, because we're all not built the same. We're all not wired the same. We all have to have our own ways of approaching dating that makes us comfortable. And I know that if I was going to be totally comfortable about things, I have to have things the way I need them, not the way Solution needs them, definitely not the way Clint needs them, definitely not the way Sonny needs them. So it's all about
Let
how
me comment
I
on what you said about men who claim to be offended about women approaching them. Hello?
Go ahead. Yeah, we listen.
I think these men are lying. These men have low self-esteem. Now, they may not like the woman, okay, but if a man is dating, especially if he's a man of means, a man of any reputation, he values his time. Dating and initiating with people requires time, and also you're opening yourself up. So if a man says he has a inculcated objection to a woman approaching him, I think this man, number one, without a doubt, suffers from low self-esteem, because he's saying to a mature adult woman, I don't want you exercising your right as a person. And I'm going to tell you something, women. It's all downhill from there, Because if he's that controlling as to not respect your autonomy, he won't respect it anyway. So I think that's a good indicator that you should move on. But the point is, men love women, as you just said, sir, and I think it was garbled when I heard your name. What is it, by the way?
Styles.
Style, yeah. Men, a lot of men send up these smoke screens, and that's a problem too. But I admit both men and women do it. But this is one of the biggest lies in dating. If a man says he has a problem with the woman initiating, only if he doesn't like the woman. What man, he doesn't like the woman, would reject the woman approaching him? That man has a psychological bent, okay? He has a psychological problem.
Yeah.
She's saving him a huge amount of time and effort. He doesn't value his time. He doesn't value her time and initiative. So, I mean, this man is a psychological basket case.
Yeah,
I didn't say
I want to
he was sane. I just said that that's what he preferred.
Yeah.
No, I feel you.
Let me chime in real quick.
Oh, go ahead, Clint. Yeah, go ahead.
I 100% agree with him because every man likes his ego to be stroked. You feel me? And there's nothing more that can stroke a man's ego than a beautiful woman approaching him and showing interest in him. You feel me?
Exactly.
Unless he's narcissistic and controlling. You got to remember that, Clint. You got to add in for those guys. Come on. What about those guys? Come on.
I didn't hear that.
And then I want to add on.
I didn't hear that.
Unless he's narcissistic and controlling, because that's
right,
the truth. And you did peg it. You did peg it. A lot of times, I would say more often than not, definitely more often than not, that is the type of people. They're definitely controlling. I think if not 90%, pretty close. 90% of those kind of people are controlling. They want to control everything about the situation, including the approach and the execution and the path.
And to what the brother was saying about about ego.
Mm-hmm.
See, we're confusing. A lot of dudes out here are scared, and they putting it off as ego. You feel me? Because if like I just stated, if a man truly has a big ego, it's nothing better than a woman stroking that ego. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of that's why I said a lot of this. You know what I mean? The brother is making some wonderful points, but to me it still goes back to everything falls back on the men. If men were more men and had confidence in themselves, they wouldn't settle. You feel me? They could set the standards because to be quite honest, we have the upper hand in the dating game because there's more of them than us, especially in the black community. There's more of them than us, first of all, and then with the black man with the incarceration rate, the you know what I mean, the death rate, come on. We really have we actually have the upper hand. So, you know what I mean, if we can continue to complain about the women that are out there, at some point we gotta look in the mirror. You feel me?
Right.
You gotta look in the mirror. Why are you attracting these type of women? Or know what I mean, why are you continue? You feel me? Because I remember one time. Exactly. I remember one time we was having a conversation on here, and Sonny was like, we was talking about dating, and she was like, we was talking about our city. She was like, you know what I mean, everybody dating each other, you know what I mean, everybody. And I was like, Sonny, who told you? You know, Sonny, you remember this? And I was like, who told you got to keep dating from these same people? You feel me?
I don't.
From these same neighborhoods or from these same groups
we don't
people. Yep.
Hey, I just want to throw this in. Look, the genie is out of the bottle now because when you give a person freedom from a legal standpoint, you don't retract it. You don't take it back. So I say, and I do what the gentleman just said. I agree with what he said 100%. Men are a big problem in what has happened. Men, and I just mean American men, have lost their power. So what I propose that men do, and this is happening as we speak, by the way, is that women have asked for equality. They've not only asked, they've demanded it. And I say give it to them by the shovels full. I want to see women register for the draft. I think that is very important to leveling the playing field. Women have a decided advantage today. They can do basically whatever they want to do, and there are very few consequences. Our society really puts no obligations on women. Women have no obligations. They can do whatever the hell they want to do, and they can use your power and my power as men, and they don't have to respect us for it, which they don't. Many women don't respect it. And a lot of men are leaving the country because of this very thing, and they're getting women from other countries, from Europe, from the Caribbean, and so on and so forth, because these women have a greater cultural respect for male power. And let me just say this. A man can be very successful in business and not be very successful with women. There's what you call the millionaire, I think it was the millionaire dating club or millionaires club, where this woman was, she was getting dates for men who are millionaires. There's nothing like dating. Dating is a field that's separate from the vast majority of what men do, because it's not well defined, and you're opening yourself up to a set of rules that aren't well defined. So a lot of men need help navigating the dating field. Even men who are very successful in other areas, they still need assistance dealing with modern-day women. And I say once women have to put their lives on the line, which I believe they should, I think they'll better appreciate what men do. Because most American women right now do not appreciate men. They just see men as something to step on with their stiletto heels. Go on.
Yeah, feel you. I was something else I wanted to get into, but it's already like time for the is it time for after show, guys? Or we still want to push this further?
Yeah, we
definitely know after show.
There was definitely there was one other thing I wanted to bring up, and of course my screen keeps going out on me. When we talked about in terms of defining a relationship. So, we talked a lot about, where are we going? Why are we doing this dating thing? What's the purpose? What's the strategies behind it? I wanted to get into ghosting, but I think we've kind of ran ghosting into the ground. And Solution has brought a lot of stuff on the table here for us to think about in the future. But I did want to get into the last point of our outline was, going through this whole dating strategy thing and going through the whole dating process. When is it appropriate to start defining relationships that you're in and how you're approaching the seriousness of dating?
Well, I think you should.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Carla.
Well, thank you. I was going to say that I think you can define it from the very outset. Now, you may not define it with great specificity, but as you said, Styles, you went with the woman who was more or less goal-oriented toward what you were interested in, establishing a relationship. And I think, not unconsciously, but very consciously, you had started to lay the foundation right there. So I would say that it has to do with the person that you can enjoy being with. I think that's very crucial. I think establishing a friendship, which is going to be based on quality time and effective communication. Now, a woman that, now this woman tricked me, but, that's okay. We could just sit in the back of a car, her car or my car, and just have really wonderful conversation. Just the simple things, because that's going to be most of your life, the very simple day-to-day things. So, I mean, being able to sit, like I say, at a cup of coffee, over a cup of coffee, and just talk, just enjoy the time. And I think if depending on how that goes, if that goes well, then you repeat it. And as it's repeated 2 or 3 times, 3 or 4 times, then you see that there's a real basis for moving forward.
Right.
And I think that is just so crucial. But I do think women have to be more open. I think women dominate and control the ebb and flow of relationships. So if they're more open to this, see, I want women to find great men and vice versa, men to find great women. But women have to open up and, do some reciprocation. But I think those are some good starts. You're able to communicate. You're able to enjoy each other's company and want more.
There you go. All right. Go ahead, Sonny.
Yeah, I feel like you should define it I think you should, if not on the onset, after you guys start developing that, whatever it is, whether it's going to be a relationship long term or something like that, like once you start getting into the feelings and stuff, that's when you need to start to identify what you're actually doing. How do you define it so that way you know the boundaries and you explain the boundaries?
All right.
Because I think that when you don't define it at some point, not necessarily it has to be like labeled, but like understand what you're actually doing and your purpose for what you guys are doing beyond just the general dating and getting to know each other. You need to define it and set boundaries. That way you're mindful not to hurt each other's feelings.
Right. Yeah.
So that's when the lines get blurred, when you don't define and set boundaries.
There's nothing defined. That's true.
Hey, I want to throw a big bomb into this. I think everyone should keep their own domicile. I think with the way times are today, I don't agree with men and women moving in with each other. I think really keep things on an even keel, even if you like that person a whole lot, keep your damn place.
It does come in handy. What was you going to say, Clint? Oh, did we lose Clint? We might have lost Clint. All right.
No. I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah. What like when we started the show, you feel me? I stated like it. It starts in everything with me is in stages. So, and like I always say, the recurring theme on this show, on all the shows we do, is communication. Mm-hmm. So in the beginning, my whole initial thing with dating is getting to know you. So I want to get to know you first to know if I want to take it to another level, and you should be doing, and she should be doing the same with me, getting to know me, getting to see how we interact. Now, are we compatible? You feel me? To even think about going to another level, as far as being exclusive. Mm-hmm. And like the brother say, I do believe everybody should keep their own domicile until you know what I mean. You feel me? Like I see too many people after months of knowing each other moving in together. Like, you don't know nobody after a few months. You know what I mean? Like people be moving way too fast. So I think everything comes down to communication. It shouldn't be any gray area. You know what I mean? Like, it really shouldn't be any gray area. If y'all are communicating, y'all should already be compatible enough. You should know if she want to take it to the next level. She should already know if you want to take it to the next level. You know what I mean? Only thing that y'all should be having is just confirming it to go to the next level. It really shouldn't be no gray area. It shouldn't be nothing that's up in the air. You know what I mean? Because if that's what y'all go from the beginning, you should already know from the beginning. Everything should be established from the beginning. Mm-hmm. What's going to be what, or what each other's looking for. You feel me? And so you wouldn't wait, so you don't have to waste each other's time. Too many times out here we're wasting each other's time because we're not being honest with ourselves first.
True that.
You feel me? We're not being honest with ourselves.
Especially if you know that you don't really want anything. Tell them up front.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
You know that they look for a relationship, you're not looking for one. Say, look, I'm not looking for that.
Some people, and you know what I've learned, and here's another thing I've learned in dating, some people don't know how to take no as an answer neither.
Yeah, that's
and I
true.
know, like, women, and I like mainly a lot of women. I don't know if it's because I always say a woman's ego is way huger than a man's. You feel me? Because women aren't used to being rejected as much as men are.
Right.
You know what I mean? You
I
feel me?
definitely
Like,
found that to be the case.
Yeah, like it's just second nature to us, so we don't really fret over it too much. You know what I mean? We already know we shooting like a 300 batting average. You feel me? That'll be 300 is good.
Yeah, but I think that, but I also think that people do mixed signals. So if you, like, I'm okay. Like, if you don't want me, reject the shit out of me. I'll accept that. Like, I'll be hurt. I'll cry. I'll woo woo. Why you don't want me? And then I'll move the fuck on because this nigga say he didn't want me. I'm cute. I think I'm a good catch. You don't want me? Fine. You know, I get to the angry stage and then I move on. But like, I'd rather you tell me. But see, that's different. That's the type of person that type of people are different. I'd rather you reject me and be done with it. Like, don't say stuff that and that's what I get a lot. Don't tell me what you think I want to hear. Tell me the truth so I can operate and see if I even want to deal with you. Because say if you say, like you said, you want a relationship, I might not want a relationship right now, or I may want a relationship, but not particularly immediately. So you can tell me that, and I may say, okay, we can rock until, we figure this out or whatever, or we can not rock or whatever, but we can hang out and spend time with each other, whatever. Or if I don't want what you want, okay, so I'm moving on. But don't tell me what I want to hear. Or if you're unsure, tell me that you're unsure of what you want. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get that mix, that hot cold thing. Just tell me. Like, for me personally, I'd rather give me live and direct. Don't give me what you think I want to hear.
But see, you shouldn't accept hot or cold.
That's what I'm saying. So I'd rather you be very up front.
Yeah, but that's what we should. And I ain't just talking about you specifically. I'm talking about, when I say you, I mean everybody in general. Nobody should accept lukewarm interest.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Now, if you choose to accept lukewarm interest from somebody, then that's on. That's on that person. You feel me? You can't. That's on you. You can't blame that person. You feel me? Because, like, I'm not gonna. If you got your pride, at some point, pride gotta kick in.
Yeah.
You feel me? This person keep telling me no, or acting like they on the fence. Why are they acting like they on the fence? Now, I mean, are you giving them something to make them stick around? You feel me? Like, sometimes I know, a lot of women when they know that a man got lukewarm interest, they try to keep him with sex, or doing or some women buy men things. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, a lot of people
that's
take
going
care
to keep them. Yeah, you know what I mean? Or they'll try to take, like take care of dudes or whatever to try to, to gain even more interest from me. But if he showed you what it is from the door and you chose to accept that, you feel me? I'm telling you, this is free game for the ladies out there. This is free game. If he told you no from the door and you still chose to accept that, do not ever think that man will ever be faithful to you.
Mm-hmm.
He's not. Because he's never going to hold you in that high regard. You feel me? He's never going to, because he know he's going to be able to get over with you. He know he's going to be able to get over with you. You know what I mean? I showed her I ain't even really interested, and she's still going above and beyond.
Right, yeah, that's true.
You feel me?
He'll definitely take advantage of that. He'll definitely take advantage of use that.
You feel me? That's niggas ain't shit. Niggas ain't like women. Like, men are not like women. Women are way more, you know what I mean? Y'all put up way more stuff with men than what men will put up with women. Right. Yeah. That's a fact, too. That's a fact.
That's fact. That's uber facts.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's why I hate when women be like they trying to be like men or think like men. Like, why would you? I don't even like women that talk like that. Like, why would you? Why would you take what, you know what I mean, what makes you better, or what you know what I mean, or your plus, and try to be like us? You know what I mean, like, why would you do that?
Nah,
why would you devolve yourself?
I've learned a valuable lesson. Sometimes you just gotta ignore the fuck out of people. And I will say this with dating, and it's not even got to do with, like, so if you're dating someone, and this, because, I posted a meme about this too, this week. I will say this as far as dating is concerned. If you're dating someone, be mindful of who you talk to. Like, we had this conversation on many podcasts, taking advice from people. Everybody does not have your interests at heart. People are miserable. when you're happy, people don't want to see you happy. They're miserable, so they just nitpick with everything. It's one thing if they have legitimate concerns, but it's a whole other thing when they nitpick on stuff that don't even, like, just stupid stuff.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So you have to be mindful not to go off of what everyone else says. If you're fine, if you and that person have to communicate and y'all have an understanding, and you guys constantly communicate about the status of your relationship or what's going on in the relationship, nobody else should be able to come in and twist your thought process elsewhere. If you are on the same page and you guys got a clear understanding of what's going on with y'all and what y'all will accept and what y'all not accept and, like, how y'all move, then no one else should be able to come in and dictate that because they feel like they just want to add their 2 cents. They have nothing to add into. If that makes sense.
I ain't rolling.
Who mumbled?
So I ain't rolling. Clint,
You ain't rolling.
No, I ain't rolling.
No, because you know how people just,
no, but
like, if you're fine with your relationship, you know what I'm talking about.
I understand what you're saying, but sometimes people are liars, man. Like, people ain't shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Right,
so,
yeah.
Like you know what I mean? That's why I say when people be like, oh, actions speak louder than words, I'll be like, man, it's intent. To me, it's intentions, because actions, people get lied. People fake relationships. People will fake love you. Those are actions. Those aren't words. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, people are lied to by actions every day. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So don't ever think, like, you know what I mean, you know somebody completely. Somebody could be living a whole double life on you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You know what I mean? So sometimes that shit, you know what I mean? If too many people saying it, you know what I mean? If you hearing it, you know what I mean? Where there's smoke, there's fire. You feel me? But sometimes it's nonsense. A lot of times it's nonsense. But sometimes you just got to be mature enough to know how to, you know what I mean, and wise enough to know how to maneuver through the bullshit.
Right.
You feel me? And not react to everything. Everything doesn't deserve a reaction. You feel me?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I still want to know. I still want to know some shit.
You're a crackhead for 3 years. You might be a crackhead.
Exactly.
Right. Like, you ain't shit.
If I hear
from, you probably ain't shit.
You know what I mean? If I hear from 3 different people that they seen you with somebody else here and there and there, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I want to.
I think I hear, no, that situation, no. All I got to hear is from one person. Like, you know, like, you should know people, especially for females. We are, even guys, I'm not going to say for females, but from a female standpoint, for me, I feel like guys are a creature of habit. So when you are dating them in a relationship, whatever, or dating them, and their patterns sync up with yours, you know what I'm saying, how they move. Some people wishy-washy, but for some people, they're really consistent on how they move. If their pattern changes and you pay attention to that well enough, you know, like, you pay attention to how they even, this small stuff. Like, that's why, like, I'm a person that as much as I talk, I pay attention. No, I have not. It's not letting me down so far. I've watched people change, and I
think that that creeps in when you allow the creature of habit thing to rule your whole situation.
Yeah.
You could be overthinking things. But I do think that patterns are representative, right? You know, you do have to not ignore patterns, and if the pattern is there, and you know that pattern means something, ignoring it will be, you know, your downfall, right? You know, it's like, if you know that, you know, this dude is usually right on time with, you know, maybe doing something for you or taking care of business or whatever the case may be. But if he disappear all of a sudden, 4 days, you know, that's when he goes on his, you know, his bingers or whatever he's having issues with, then you got to recognize that pattern and be like, you know what, something's wrong. You know, this is
it's not necessarily not a pattern per se. So like,
what I'm saying is there's patterns,
you
know, the way people talk to you, the way people do things for you, the way people react to you, you know, there's patterns everywhere. So you just got to recognize what patterns are negative.
If you're dating somebody and they have a consistency to hit you up certain times a day, whatever, right? And you know that sometimes, like say if you're dating me and I really can't talk on the phone at work every day, all day with you. You know how some people call you on lunch break or whatever, blah, 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 blah. I really can't do that or whatever, right? And then you know that specific times, not necessarily, this is a small one, but like not necessarily, this is not a big one, but like there's certain things that they do, and then all of a sudden they completely change that. Huh?
Go ahead. No, we listen.
But that's what he said.
Don't talk about me.
Yeah. I am. Because what you just described.
The same thing I just said, but
yeah,
okay.
You saying the same thing he just said. You telling him no. And then you repeat it, the same exact thing he just said.
I hate y'all.
But I do agree that you do have to watch for patterns, especially negative patterns, and you know, especially I mean, like this is a good example. Maybe this will satisfy Sonny. This is a good example. I had a friend that, you know, anytime I offered to, you know, hang out with them, or anytime they offered to hang out with me, you know, I would go for the offer, right? I'd be like, they were like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna hang out. Like, okay, cool. So I would have to go all the way to school to pick them up to where they were at in college. It was like an hour and a half drive. Go pick them up, bring them back to the city, and I'd be looking forward to hanging out. And all of a sudden, something would come up. There would always be some issue or something they had to do or whatever. But then they would need that ride back to school. So I did it the first time, of course. The second time I did it. The third time, I'm like, okay, there's a pattern we're establishing here, because every time you say you want to hang out, I come pick you up, I bring you to the city. Next thing you know, you ghost. I can't find you until it's time to go back to school. Now you get a ride back to school. That's a pattern. It's a negative pattern, because you're just using me for a ride at this point, you know. So I had to cut that. I had to cut that tie. Like, look, I can't keep giving you rides back and forth. It's an hour and a half, and you're not giving me gas money. You're doing it on the strength of I'm going to hang out with you. Blah 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 blah. You know, there's patterns, right? You know, I had the same situation with a chick that I was dating. She wanted me to not talk about certain things and not discuss certain things. And one of those things was my kids. To her it was my stepkids, but my thing is I raised all my kids. They're my kids. So when I would describe situations that was happening with them, she would think it was overstepping my boundary, that I would still be talking about that. She thought it was disrespectful, or that it was, you know, trying to show some kind of relationship that I had with them and their mother. And I'm like, it has nothing to do with their mother. I raised these kids, you know. So she had a negative viewpoint of how I dealt with my children. So that's negative to me, and that's not what I wanted. So cut her loose. So it's patterns, right? If it's negative for you, you have to recognize those patterns and either cut them loose or make them recognize that that's something you don't want in that relationship. That better, Sonny? You feel better?
I hate y'all. I just want to say both y'all sorry.
We love you
y'all
too.
fucking suck.
I just say the reason why I don't pay attention to patterns or whatever, because I'm the type of, I always, if I do it, I'm not going to put it past somebody else to do it. So this is what I do sometimes. You feel me? I'll switch up my pattern just to see if you're paying attention. You feel me?
I switch my pattern. In that regard, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'll switch up my pattern just to see if you're paying attention. Then if I notice you're paying attention, then I know then you'll never know how I switch my pattern again. You feel me? Because like that's why. And if I know I've done that, if I know I think like that, you know what I mean. I know women. I got it from a female. Female taught me that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean. So it's like, you know, I don't care about patterns. You feel me? You know what I mean. I pay attention to them somewhat, but I mean, like I know people. You know, people hide stuff. You feel me? There's certain stuff. The closest people that you can think of. You feel me? Your kids. You don't know your kids fully, like you think you know
right.
them.
Yeah,
so,
that's for sure.
So you know what I mean. What makes you think you're gonna know some person that you met in your 30s?
Or 2 weeks ago.
Perfect. You know what I mean. So it's like, you know what I mean. At this point, it's like it's almost a leap of faith. It's almost.
Well, it has to be. I mean, somewhere or another, it has to be a leap of faith.
You have to trust you.
Right.
You have to trust you. If you trust you and trust the decisions, trust like you know what I mean, that you and at the end of the day, whatever happens, happens. You feel me? Ain't always, happy endings. That's the advice. You feel me? That's the dating game. You feel me? Hits and misses.
My dating relationship were for the ones that I could say demise. For the most part, there was a break in how they normally operated, and that's what alerted me to like, okay, even something so simple as that the good morning text went from a full good morning beautiful to GM at 11:15. I'm like, okay, so you don't give a fuck about me at 8 o'clock when you wake up in the morning. Like, fuck. I used to get to 6:45 good morning when you first woke up. When your eyes just open, the crust still in it. Now I get to 11:21. Yeah, nah, you don't like me no more.
Yeah, that's how it starts. That's definitely how it starts.
Yeah, that's how sharp the text messages. I've seen the meme like that. They go from good morning, beautiful, with the fully spelled out heart faces, kissy faces, emojis. Then go to the still as good morning, to the capital GM, to the lowercase GM. To all right, bitch. Like,
Then they go to hey stranger.
All
They
right.
talk to you in a while.
Yeah, it is that.
You feel me? Then it goes to this number does not receive messages. This number does not receive messages anymore. Like, oh, okay.
Like, what's up with that? This caller you are trying to call is not receiving calls at this time. Why? Like, why did they choose not to receive calls at this time?
Hey, well, that should change.
So we got to give it right. So we got like under 4 minutes. So thank you. Was it structure? Because you know I'm bad with names.
Solution.
I just said I'm bad with names.
We're gonna talk to you later. We're pulling her to the side on that one. Solution. Thank you very much for calling. All those great points you made. I don't know if you dropped already, but definitely appreciate you calling in, brother. You definitely shook up the show. We definitely appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. I'll check with you guys again. Look here, there's nothing greater than a satisfying relationship between a man and a woman, and I just think we're going to have to work to get it because in America we've pretty much lost it. So I think good conversation like this and maybe people hear it, and also just going out and talking to people. Yeah. And I do that. So good show, though. Yeah. Great show. Absolutely.
Thank you.
I'll check in with you guys in the future.
Please. We're here every Monday night, 10 p.m.
Yeah, I recorded it. I wrote it down. So you guys have a wonderful evening. God bless. Bye-bye.
God bless you too, sir.
Thank you. At least I started with an S. I was close enough. Don't start there.
We're going to talk to you about this later.
I said I was bad with names.
Go ahead, Clay.
See y'all in 7 days, man.
I got no words. It's your boy Willie Styles. Get at me at Willie Styles everywhere. All right, go ahead, Sonny. Wrap us up.
It's your girl, Sonny, who messes up names daily. And I am Sonny_D, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. My blog is unreservedlyme.com. Thank y'all for listening tonight. Check out our website, gftradioshow.com. Like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Google Play Music, iTunes, and SoundCloud. Thank y'all for tuning in. Cop some merch, teespring.com /stores/GFT Radio. Bye, guys.
Holla. See you on 7 days.